Hey everyone, it's Mia from Jeddle, and today we'll look at the acquisition of skill. My first tip for this area of the syllabus is to understand the relationships between the learning environment and skill acquisition. This is important to understand the differences from learners all the way from the cognitive stage to the autonomous stage, and it's something that's been coming up in multiple choice quite often recently. This requires you to have an understanding of the learning environment, particularly things like feedback and practice methods. So for a cognitive learner, they'd benefit most from part practice and external feedback, while an autonomous learner might benefit more from massed practice and internal feedback. My second tip is about the importance of memorizing the syllabus in this area. I know that was something that I really struggled with, but flashcards were something that really helped me. Because there are a lot of sub-dot points and brackets under these sub-dot points, there's a lot to keep in your brain. So flashcards are the way to go, I reckon. My final tip is to use examples in your notes, because some areas of this syllabus dot point are kind of hard to get your head around. I particularly struggled with differentiating knowledge of performance and knowledge of results. Linking things like this to specific examples is something that really helped me understand and apply my knowledge of these syllabus areas. A practice question we'll look at is compare the use of personal and prescribed judging criteria when assessing the performance of athletes, worth 5 marks. For the first part of my question, I said personal and prescribed judging criteria are used in the appraisal of athletic performance. Personal judging criteria is highly subjective, utilizing the preconceived expectations and experience of the observer to assess performance. For example, the coach of an under-10 soccer team may elect player of the match using personal criteria, assessing performance based on who they believed tried the hardest. So because this is a comparison question, I'm outlining the general characteristics of personal judging criteria, which in the second part of the question, I'll make really clear and compare the differences and similarities. So in this one, I'm saying it's highly subjective, using the preconceived expectations and using a really specific example of the coach of an under-10 soccer team, which is a clear use of personal judging criteria. So for the second part of the question, I've written, however, personal judging criteria is not used in elite sporting events due to its inconsistency in validity and reliability. In comparison, prescribed judging criteria is different to personal criteria, as it provides a set of guidelines for appraising performance with the goal of increasing objectivity. This is necessary for sports such as diving, gymnastics, and dance. For example, aerial skiing has prescribed judging criteria for landing, 30%, form, 50%, and airtime, 20%, which, unlike personal criteria, ensures the assessment of skill is valid, reliable, and objective. Other methods of prescribed judging criteria to increase objectivity include marking guidelines, checklists, and measurement utensils. As you can see, I'm really spelling out my comparison to the marker using language like in comparison, different, and unlike personal criteria to make clear the differences and that I'm really comparing the two. I've also used, again, really specific examples to add a depth to my response and shown the general features of prescribed judging criteria. So in this case, it's objective, it's valid, and it's reliable. Now here I'm using my knowledge from other areas of the syllabus and bringing it into the question, which is a really easy way to add detail and depth to your response. That's about it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out jeddle.com for more resources.